Howdy, 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 ho. Dee doody 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 booty, howdy, howdy, ho. How are you? Stoned. I'm fucking high as shit. Oh shit. Oh shit, it was going through. Good. But it wasn't going to. So let's get that one out there. Hopefully it went out a little bit. You can hear me a little bit 'cause I'm fucking stoned. You hear me, Harry? I'm fucking stoned. That's what I've been doing. I want to put on a little bit. Well, I don't have to. Just go over here and let's put on some background shit like that. Triple lot shit. Dream shit. Huh? How about that? Yeah, just be in the background, being chill. If I have to go somewhere, just turn it up. You know what I mean? Just turn it up, man. I remember those fucking commercials. You probably don't. Oh god, I thought of so much shit today that people nowadays don't even fucking know shit about. Let me get to this real quick. And, Hurricane, I love that fucking song. And I'm gonna put that on right now. I'm waiting. Oh fuck, there's a bunch of sketches right there, songs. Okay, cool. Fuck. So how's everybody doing? I'm doing alright myself. But we're not getting any music out, are we? Because we need to have that shit. It's been a while. Gotta give me a break. It's been a while. Okay, so we got music going. Now, how are you? Myself, I've been well. Alive and well. Rather fine and dandy, to be honest. Had the broken hip, but that's getting better. Twisted the ankle. It's gonna happen in the ice. So it doesn't. Jinx.
I'm looking for a hurricane, a wind that will break down the trees. Water up by the rooftops, power that will bring me to my knees. There's a storm on the horizon, and lightning flashes in the sky.
I'll show you what the fuck I want to do, and I want to go cut in right now quick. I've played that a lot, so we're all good. But yeah, I just was goofing around today and just thinking about shit that people nowadays probably don't know a whole lot about, like day one game releases. Holy fuck. Like Call of Duty and Halo 2. When those came out, well, Halo 2 when they came out, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, but Call of Duty, fuck, which one was that one? Modern Warfare, whichever one that was. They were always behind Battlefield. They always, whatever Battlefield put out, they put like a generic version of it, you know, in that shitty DirectX 9 fucking engine that they had. And meanwhile, Battlefield's making their own engine. destructible environments. No one's making the huge stink that they are with Call of Duty. Call of Duty, they just losing their fucking minds. And every time like Battlefield makes some huge kind of stride in that kind of field, and in that field, they would copy some of it in Call of Duty, and then everybody in the Call of Duty world, their minds are fucking blown. But meanwhile, like, we're just the people that like prefer Battlefield. I will say that Battlefield did move clunkier, but the options, the gameplay was better. So if they could combine the two, that would be the best thing. If they would have worked, if they would have been smart, they're like, look, man, let's stop fighting. You know what I mean? Let's work together. You know, but that's the last thing. That's gonna be the thing that undoes mankind. I'm not even shooting. And will bind them much too late. If you learn a lesson like far too late, you know what I mean? It's just as insignificant of a lesson. Sorry, it just is. You know, I mean, the very proof of that would be like adultery. Like you had to fuck up and cheat to find out that you shouldn't. you had to do whatever it is you did. You know. I'm just watching this volumes. I think I should probably bring that down a bit. Could be wrong. It sounds like it could. It's looking like it could go right there, and we probably wouldn't be arguing with each other over volume. Hopefully it's still coming through. I don't know. Maybe I'll pull up the talk doc and see if control panel. I don't care about the control panel. Chat. That's the one I want to see if anyone's can tell me or not. I don't know why this seems like it's logging out. Like it's going like white. Refresh. Oh well. It's just solid white. I guess I'll just have to talk and hope that the levels are fine. I could always put it on pause and go check out in the living room, but I'll just hope and pray. If not, what I'm saying is just a pantomime to the music in the background. So, Trump's been charged with running an identical trafficking scheme to Jeffrey Epstein. Trump modeling, Trump whatever, I can believe it. He knew Epstein, basically, and the reason I would believe it is that thing that came from the there are a couple things. The pictures that came from Epstein Island, which is still standing, it's still there. There's a simple way to I'm not going to do that because it's just kind of like lens, like I'm trying to excuse, which I'm not. I should get my keyboard and mouse, my wireless keyboard and mouse, and put that in here. This isn't this is just a little shitty Dell. You know, I don't want to do that shit. Hell yeah. Instead of taking up 2 spots, then I don't have to worry about any fucking cables anymore. So, but yeah, the phone, the picture of the phone, there were names blacked out. It said so-and-so office, so-and-so cell, so-and-so office, or say off, and then it would say cell. So I'm guessing the 2 blocked out was probably Trump office, and Trump cell. And the one at the very top, this block is clearly in the center, and it's clearly one word. Probably Trump. Oh, he used first name, so it might have been Don Office, Don Cell. Which means Epstein had him on speed dial when they busted him. He didn't remove those. They weren't. They were on agreeable terms, I guess you'd say. In fact, apparently they fell out over trying to buy the same identical property in Palm Springs, and I believe Epstein won the auction, the bidding auction, or maybe Trump did, and they had a falling out thereafter. What if it wasn't a real estate deal at all? I mean, they did live nearby each other, and yeah. I don't know how much clearer you get. I mean, the pictures I've seen and heard, dude is fucking off. I'm guessing he might be sundowning. You know, that probably explains why he takes those earlier, and probably like on the plane. Those are probably like, it's probably his bedtime. Honestly, quiet piggy, and the 'cause you're stupid and all that stuff, and there's not all. I mean, not all those are because he's regressing even further, but the ones that are more explosive, the ones that are just kind of like, holy shit, either that or they're playing him news feeds where, just like when he said, knock those fuckers out or whatever, I'll pay your bills, your legal fees, which he didn't pay his own legal fees. He's not going to pay your fucking legal fees. It's just a really sad situation that we're left in with this fucking puke of a human being. This is a disgrace to human beings. This puke, this fucking walking projectile fucking sickness that's been contained in some weird fucking sack, that they put into a suit. A shitty suit at that, with shoulder pads in it. If they were showing him polls where he's going up for treating people really, the more like they're loving, the crowd's loving you talking shit, When you tell them, when you said piggy, I didn't get in trouble. Nope, no one's even mad. They're actually laughing at that woman. They can show them footage, because you guys have seen what they're doing with. I don't actually make AI videos, so I don't know how easy it is to do. I don't know if I've seen people I don't know if influencers have their access to it. I know there's like the Sora and there's other ones. I don't know who all has access to that shit. I don't know I just know there's a lot of AI generated stuff. There was one that was a little bit funny, the chiropractor and like the old people. I didn't want to, but I mean, it was looking at it as a joke and that nobody got hurt. It was fucking hilarious. I mean, the one guy like body slammed the lady, and then like, you know what I mean, the other fat guy got on top, and just like the whole bed crushed, and she just like kind of rolled out and climbed out. They're going, ah, you know what I mean, and like, young man, I think you hurt me. It's kind of like that person fall down game. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. There's one that's like a rag doll, and you can just take this guy and he's just hanging, and then you let him go, and he just like bounces off shit and just falls forever. And he's so like loose, he can fall over stuff and just fall and just stop and just like dead weight, and then he's not falling anymore. It's so fucked up, man. Ragdoll physics, that's what it is, yeah. I got a lot of stuff, including just a lot of stuff for making video and models and stuff. I was going to start building my own models for the video game I'm trying to design. I actually did. I built several models, but I did that in SolidWorks. Damn fine program. Easy to use for me. I was just able to take my ideas and just put them out there as long as I had the scale right. It was really fucking cool. I could even make the parts move and shit. It was so cool. God, what was that called? Endorphin? Natural Motion? I think that's what it's called. So, I never got around to actually using it. I didn't really have a powerful enough computer. I do now. Just like I got powerful enough computer to run the, if I were to get Revolution iClone. A really smart idea would be to, maybe not the immediate last, but like right now, I don't know what version they're on, but like Fruity Loops. They've added so much stuff. I think they're on like number 20. And the last one I used was 11. So maybe if they went to like 15 and then released that as a cheaper option, like it doesn't have this, doesn't have this, doesn't have that, you know what I mean? And maybe take out some of the features. So it still works as a sequencer that you can upgrade from that to the other one, like take out like not necessarily the MIDI support, but as detailed MIDI support. Just make sure that all the stuff that's most of the things that you would need for like a producer style, but for a player you could use this, and this would be like, you know, because I think Fruity Loops is like $100 and everybody uses it. So if you had like a $20 introductory offer that was more like a student version, so you could, it's pretty dense of what it can do, but if you could learn the main stuff quick and easy, like the main thing that they know would be like that you're not going to really need anything else. And so it'd be better off selling like controllers like these, like talk with Behringer, have them make controllers like that, little knobs and stuff, so you can techno your shit out. It's got and then start working on making like synths and stuff that you can sell to any customer at any stage between, like say you got 15 and you just stopped because that was enough for you, but you want some of the synths and stuff, you know. What options do you have? Not many. Make them available and you can sell those. Like an updater for the whatever it needs to get it updated to that level. We can use it and or downgrade those. Like it's, you know, VST2, it is not VST3, which means these functions have been disabled, this function, but you have the, you know, doesn't come with any presets, you know what I mean, but it has the actual instrument. That'd be pretty cool. Because a lot of those presets have like weird LFOs and stuff, and just take a lot of that out of their instrument, you tweak it. Have like a few, like, you know, pad to get people in the right area. Hell, that'd be cool to have someone on the pay who works on the payroll, who's pretty good at doing this stuff, but he's more like doing an influencer shit, and then have them do lessons on how to run it. And so you can have some easy, so like, oh, you know, those little shorts, did you know? For more chips, go to Fruity Loops, and they go with some longer ones, and the longer ones could, for more, join our class, you know. Once a month, open up like 3 or 4 spots, you can win a spot in, but then there's like, it's like pay at any time, but once a month, give out a couple spots. Especially depending on how many people you got. If you have millions of users everywhere, fuck, dude, they would love that shit, and they would go nuts every, you know, 2 northern hemisphere, 2 southern hemisphere. Make it fair. You only have one, you know, whatever. But this is also like a, you know, you can, it's just not a ton. It'd be like I said, lessons. You could have another one, like run the same type thing and give away upgrades, you know. from any version, whatever, and like do not enter unless you have, you know, a past version that you need upgraded, because we're not getting, you know, there's different, every month have different types of contests. You guys don't know how to do it correctly, where you're breaking things up. It's like it's just run on one idea year round. It's like holidays. You can't have Christmas every month. Break that shit the fuck up, man. Have them in rotation, you know. Win some plugins. Win a subscription to, you know, whatever, to the thing, to, if they have if Fruity Loops had a pack that they were updating with modern and more modern plugins. Yeah, I just, since no one, everybody has to do it for they can't do it for the love of it, they have to do it for the cash of it. When all the while, the future, I'm sorry to say, I already ran it mentally. Like I said, when I was about 6th or 7th grade, I ran the numbers. It's going to be all automated and shit for the future that they want to see. So basically, you don't really have to work, but there will be things to do and to be done. For instance, if there's litter about, pick that shit the fuck up. You know? There'd be no such thing as stealing with the universal pay. That'd probably be the reason. That'd be probably why you couldn't do it. You'd have to do a universal pay, where if you're president, if you're a lawyer, if you're whatever you do, one, there will be computers there assisting. That's almost guaranteed. Especially with the law books as being as dense as they are, like when you need a precedent on something, you can fumble through all those books. You can go, a precedent? But anyway, might tell you, like, it might even say it out to you in the courtroom. You know, so-and-so versus so-and-so. And then print out the actual shit, and everybody goes, yeah, this is the pretty much the exact same case. You know, or pretty close. This is basically the same principle and how they find, you know what I mean? You can just, rather than having that aha moment. But the thing is that with the USC, and that's why, you know, Matthew McConaughey saved Samuel L. Jackson. That's how so-and-so, you know, John Grisham, yada, yada, yada. It's great to have stories like that, but reality would be that some people get fucking railroaded by the system, and AI there could definitely help out. It's like, is there anything, like, as we're being ready to sentence into, like, actually, Your Honor? You know what I mean? Could you imagine? What? I've been listening to both sides. I've been listening to all the things. I've been listening to all the sides. I've been running it through precedent. First off, blah, 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 that doesn't match up. Yeah, I mean, they can logically, and like, how can? Fuck, I missed that. How did I miss that? Exactly. That's my job. I'm supposed to listen to that. Those things, when I'm just running the calculations, do not add up. There's not enough time. You know, whatever it is. They couldn't have gone in that order. And here's why. Like, fuck, so you gotta be lying. Well, I don't know what is it. But then if you can mentally go over it. Can you explain why that is? Yeah, so, it'd be pretty cool. I mean, it would help out a lot with, police work, finding fucking, fingerprints. There would definitely be much more justice, but by then, again, there's no stealing. If you're going to be harmonious, you have to include that people are going to do fucked up shit. The most you can do would be to, like, look, if you guys want to do fucked up shit, you can do fucked up shit to each other. You can do fucked up shit to us. We're going to do fucked up shit to you, and we're a lot more than you are. Sure, yeah, whatever, you want some new recruits, you're 20% of the population. We can wipe you out. You know what I mean? We can just eradicate you. Well, you're less evolved than the rest of us. Sorry, it's just true. You're just less evolved. Well, I don't understand what. Yeah, there you go. You don't understand why. I didn't even get to finish. I don't have to hear the rest. You already said it. You don't understand. I've said many times throughout my life, I got fucking forever, but I still don't got time for this bullshit. I was trying to picture God looking down on us and like, what are you fucking, if you had to live in the, listen to some of these people's arguments and shit. Dude, I've got forever. And that's still not long enough to put up with your bullshit. Oh, I got fucking 14 hours to waste. Why not? I've watched fucking continents part. Why not? Let's listen. Oh, no, I don't have time for that bullshit. Even I don't have time for that. I've listened to fucking oceans rip apart fucking stones. And polish them fucking into pebbles. I've listened to it. It's beautiful. It's not just people just cheering nonstop, especially on fucking fast forward. But this shit. Control, Alt, delete it. Delete it! Key and Peele. Delete it! You have to delete it. Did I scare you with my box of goody juice? It was goody juice, but if you want to be goodages, it can be goodages. I like goodages. Yeah, it was. I said with my box of goodages. Not good itches, goodage. Tonnage, weightage, goodage. Yeah, you don't get to just make up all the words and tell me what I can and cannot say. Why? I got a mouth. I can make shit up. Oh, I used to hate that in class. Ain't a word. You can look it up. Ain't a word. I'm like, well then why the fuck did you just use it at me? You should have said ain't is not a word. Here's a fucking dictionary. And I've been like, I won't say it anymore. I respect you. Did you just say, yeah, here's a fucking dictionary. Now shut the fuck up. You'll never hear a goddamn word from me. I'm going to be a good soldier in this fucking class, I tell you what. I would have had respect like a motherfucker for any teachers that shut the fuck up or, oh, I'm fucking sick of your shit. Not to me, just to any of the, oh, God, I fucking hate you. Wow. You got it. I mean, because every year, there's got to be like that, you know what I mean? It's got to get to be like, like, oh, okay, we got to get back. There you are. I know you're going to give me trouble. I already know it. I can see it. I can see it in your shoes. I know those pants. And I know that fucking haircut. And you're going to be shit. You're going to be an asshole. This is going to suck. It's even funnier when it's the one that she thinks is the gold star, and that one's awesome as fuck, but the one she thought was awesome is sucky balls. But for now, I know those fucking shoes and that fucking haircut there. You named Clint? Yeah, it is. Nickname Bubba? Yeah, it is. You're also a junior? Yeah, it is. You're a Bubba Junior? Yeah, you are! Oh my God! We've reached peak Southern... I don't know. Hi, I'm Bubba Jr., the third. Well, we couldn't name Bubba after the third one. We couldn't name him Bubba Jr., so we tried to name Bubba Jr. the third junior. The second, and the third. How else are you going to number them? The first, third, and the third, first? No. First is first, and the second is... I guess the first could be last, but that's going to be sacrilegious. You won't get struck by lightning? Don't even talk like that, Bubba. Sorry, Bubba. Oh my god, that was just so fucking ridiculous. Well, man, when I was growing up. Well, yes, I already know the fucking story. You had a little brother. He couldn't say brother correctly, so he said Bubba, and you guys lost your shit. You didn't help the little fucker and go, brother. No, you usually, oh, you made a poopy. You're smart. He started making noise out of his face. You're smart. And it does the same coddling effect as giving a goddamn participation fucking ribbon for... How about that? I've never understood anyone quite so much as I do now. And it's like Begbie when someone just, you sweat that shit out of your system. So if not, when I come back, I'm gonna kick you. I'll kick you. Because if not, I'll kick you. You sweat that shit out of your system. If not, I'll kick you. It's not out of your system yet. Stop kicking yourself. At least they didn't do that as kids, Pick your foot and just bam into your own asshole, because that would suck. I can do it. I can jump and kick myself in the butt. I can actually hacky sack myself in the butt. I haven't done it in a while. And you can sometimes catch the wrong area if you don't bring the foot far enough back. This one time is enough to go, oh, okay, I think I quit that. Especially when you can get like a good clap there, and just smack, and just whap. And just one of those things you do when you're walking around, just kind of get whap. Instead, now I just walk and just kind of smack the side. I don't know why. Just sometimes every couple steps or so, I just whack and hit my side of my foot as I'm walking. Whap, and just keep walking forward. And the other one. I've always done that. Well, not always. I've done it since like middle or high school. Yeah. Oh my god, hacky sacking was so essential to life back then because, I needed an excuse to get out of the house, and I really wasn't into football and shit. And so there was a really cool place to go play hacky sack. We were smoking pot anyways, but it would stay light. There's that orange light there, and we just go out there and hacky sack. Me and Trey, and sometimes Opie. Opie really didn't like to hack. So yeah, we would just sit there and just, hacky sack back and forth. People would sometimes pull up and hack with us. There's this place called Clyde Fant Parkway in Shreveport. There was there's like a parking lot down from where we were hacking, where all the cool kids would go down and drink. Yeah. It's such a sad town. It's so fucking sad. They should just shut it down and start all over. It's sad, dude. It's just a sad-ass town. It's so sad that it was sad before I moved away. And then right by the time I moved away, there's that big Katrina. And all the people from New Orleans basically came up to Shreveport, Baton Rouge, Monroe. They went to Colorado. They spread out a lot of places, but it just got worse. Because they were just starting to do the people just wanted to do the stuff that was down there. Up here, they're like, oh, there's a little area that's kind of a little bit reminiscent to the French Quarter. But there's so many empty buildings down there that, downtown is fucking dead. Oh, it was so dead. When I would go down there and skate, it was already pretty dead, but there was still a lot of stuff. But ever since the casinos went in, fuck, even actually the casinos are down there, and so is that soundstage. They've shot several movies, but Shreveport has the amazing ability to shoot itself in the fucking foot, and then blame itself for that, so it shoots itself in the hand that shot the foot, and then it gets mad at the whole thing, so it beats itself up until it dies. Back in the day, it was like an oil town, and so you got all these fucking big ass fucking mansions from those people that were living there, but the oil dried up really quickly. So all that shit was there, like, oh, we struck oil, and Texas is nearby oil, and there's a lot of places that pumping on. They thought they're going to hit it here and have it like all themselves. There's a place called Oil City. This guy I knew from school, I would say friend. I consider him an acquaintance. I don't consider him like, oh, we hung out all the time. I wouldn't want to say that. But his dad owned Oil City, basically, which means he's going to inherit Oil City. There's a place that like the richest people in Shreveport lived. In Blanchard. Out there in Blanchard, just outside Shreveport, called Nob Hill. And we called it Snob Hill because the rich people there was a lot of money up there, especially compared to what I grew up with. And his family had the biggest one in there. It's like a fucking castle. It's fucking crazy. I went to go visit my friend Jason, who lives up in there. And he just took me around and showed me some shit. And, we were saying, that's a big ass house. He's like, yeah, check this out. And took me up to the fucking... Fuck, I think they hadn't moved in yet. I'm just like, God damn, that's a big fucking house. But yeah, that was the guy I pulled up over hacking, and he just gets out of his car's still running. It was like a big truck. It wasn't, gas wasn't cheap yet. I don't think it hit that. I don't know, had it got the, yeah, it dropped already, like to $1. But still, it's like I wouldn't just leave my car running while I went and hacky sacked for an hour or two. He had the air conditioner on, door open, car running, and just gets out. It's like, hey, what's going on? And we're like hacking for a bit. And he's like, yeah, I was saying hack. And I'm like, you want to? It's like the radio. He has a radio, and I was like, you don't want it. He's like, what? I look over his car. He's like, yeah, I forgot. You probably got this. Can't you could probably just whap. I didn't say anything, but I was like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't matter to you at all. No, it doesn't matter. I'll just go to the store and fill her up, and I just do. Some guy in a little suit comes out and polishes my... Really? Yeah. They keep in the back just for me. We got one. Let him loose. You think a bellhop actually, like when they had a bell, they had to come hopping too, Yes, sir. Because they always did cheesy stuff, you know what I mean? They had like the suits, and they had really, really bad, really bad customs, Why, the sound is huge. Would you like some C-Claws? It's just like that, or about that transatlantic type. Fucking, whatever they call that accent. Yeah, this whole, not objectifying women. Women were actually, going over to entertain the troops. That's their whole thing. There's neither when they got back, women were like, hussy. They probably were. Women don't like women. They get a lot of guys' attention. Slut. Come back all relaxed as fuck. Yeah, I am. I did it for the troops, okay? We gotta win this fucking war. I'm just doing my part. Your part and their part. And I'm just doing what I can. I don't know why I do that. I do. Yeah. Just been hanging out, man. I cleaned the house yesterday, and I don't know. Like I said, it's really hard to watch old things. It's not that I have, like, again, not option paralysis. I want to sink my teeth into something new, but I don't know. Maybe I'll get back to writing. I got some of my cherry coffee. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. Whew. That, Cafe Vienna, whatever it is. I got a Venice roast. It's basically the same thing. If it's cheaper and more frequent, then I can always get that. But yeah, it's basically the same thing. It tastes really good. But that cherry, it's just pretty much that coffee beanery cherry is kind of hard to beat. See, I'm actually a CBL legend. Coffee beanery legend. Legend. As much as I drink of that shit. They sent me gifts. No, I'm kidding. It's just Christmas time, so they sent it out. So I was like, yeah, I could wear it. I normally have my other one. It's a Tap Dead Center. No. Might have been. I think so. Yeah, Tap Dead Center. I almost went into business making that kind of stuff way back in 2003 and 4. And then when I opened up Equinox, I was going to start with each order. I was going to get like a bulk order of t-shirts, just, you know, and then either get it to as close to the match the guitar or bass that they order, you know, and then just have it, you know, especially if it's just our logo, just print it out there and then one on the back. But if they design their own, because I'd have that design, I could load it into the thing and print out their design that says Equinox, and then on the back have ours. That'd be fucking dope. Like I said, it's more personalized. Like, yeah, it's like my guitar, and this is like the actual compliment. Yeah. You just have to ask them what size shirt they wear. Right, I've got a shirt I'm throwing in there for you. It's an Equinox shirt, free of charge. You want white, black, gray, just get like a bulk of, you know, like the main colors. Because I was buying guitars from there, it probably wouldn't be hard at all to stock up on t-shirts. Easy. As far as the future currency, first off, are people out there actually trading DT crypto coin? Donald Trump? No, I mean, no. No. Just because it doesn't say DJT, he still labels everything like that. But yeah, especially if he's running his own crypto. His own Epstein style. That's what I was going to say about that thing that was at the island. one of the things really, oh no, it was a conversation that he was having. It's like, he's like, one of those thousands of emails they let out, it was saying that, here's, I'll talk to so-and-so, he used to scout for Trump. Scout for what? Why would Epstein, why would that be, you know what I mean? As soon as I heard that, I was like, scout for Trump? Okay, but they only said that he was on the list. They hadn't accused him of actually having his own ring. I'm like, that actually makes sense, why they were at that, like Victoria's Secret or whatever that was, and they weren't sitting side by side. They were friends because like the only two people that know each other, how scummy that is, you know what I mean? And he's like, that's why I would say, yeah, I know him and he's even worse in person, you know what I mean? Like, you're probably like, yeah, this fucking horrible, dude. Probably shit that Epstein wouldn't do, you know? When he was in court, they're asking him about, he was being deposed. And they asked him, have you ever been in the presence of underage girls with Donald Trump? And he said he'd been, I don't remember, he'd either been cooperative or he'd just been saying, you know, like no comment, I plead the fifth, you know? And he's like, well, I'd like to talk to you about that, talk to you more about that at this time. And the motherfucker throws like the 5th, the 4th, the 13th, and like the whatever. It's like, dear God, dude. I've never heard anybody plead freedom, basically. I plead, you can do what you want to do and live in color. I plead, not insanity, but, why do I have to answer to you? The people that pay me, pay your salary. Because consultant? Financial consultant. Is that what he's hired as when, what's his name? Leslie Wexler? This is, I'm getting to where I want to throw up when I see that fucking face of his, that stupid fucking face. Holy shit, man. Like I said, the reason I think Barron might be a fucking clone type thing, because he is the right kind of age, you know what I mean? Melania could have been the surrogate, if you will, to carry it. Yeah? Especially if they actually decoded the genome and he could change it to be what he wanted to be, which would be him again with taller, you know what I mean? Definitely not small hands. Been more fucked up if they, that was kind of their plan, would be to like basically store all your memory shit and then use your thing, run through CRISPR, get any like defects out of you, clone you, bring you back. Or at least what they're selling to these guys. I don't know if they actually could ever do it. Bring you back defect free. And then put all your memories stored through AI back in your head. And just keep doing that every time you get ready to die. What if there's no one ready? We have your brain on, you know. We got all your fucking shit backed up every day. It backs up, you know. I wonder if that's why Elon's working on that brain chip. Much more of that than to, oh God. Thinking of Nazis, if they could reattach the nerves to people, you know what I mean? What they would do, and he did get up on stage. You think he was playing when he Heiled Hitler? Because he did it twice. Once to the audience and once to the fucking backers behind him. He probably was expecting them to all go. And they didn't. Just like we talked to that crowd of people, they were actually very far Nazi-leaning party in Germany. It's like, I can't hear you guys. Maybe you can all raise your hand. Not hands, your hand. And you would expect them to all Heil. They didn't get it because they didn't grow up with that. That's not their secret code. That's the problem. I think they're just running on that old playbook. And it doesn't matter that the people would or do or don't recognize the pattern. They put out Project 2025. We don't have a stupid military. They're not dumb. You know, they read that 900 pages, and as I said, came up with a plan A, B, C, and in case it's a distraction, C, D, E, F. You know what I mean? In case they're planning to run the opposite, these ones. That ballroom. What's Trump known for doing? Taking money and just disappearing, delivering nothing. There is still a $370 million debt on the books for renovations of the White House they did before that they said was just a small thing. That it's actually turned out to be more like 370. When I said I heard 370, and where it's located, which is under the West Wing. Interesting, you know? And then, like I say, they did want to make some changes to the West Wing, especially on the back. They go through all the obstacles. But Trump's actually known for that type of behavior. When he got a building in New York, there were some statues on the side. Frescoes, I believe they're called. I don't know, but they were big. They were huge, and he had promised to give them to the New York Museum, one of them, and it was slowing down what he wanted to do. So he just wrecked them, and then called in as a alter ego. This is what I heard today. Anyway, it's just because he's like the John Barron type thing. And said that he was an appraiser and that the statues had no significant cultural value. And they showed the newspaper clippings where people were fucking pissed. Everyone in New York was really pissed. But he basically lived by a philosophy that it's kind of like, no press is bad press. And within like 3 to 6 months, people won't remember why they hated you, but they will remember your name. Because there's a new thing to get outraged with every fucking day, depending on how conscious and conscientious you want to be. How woke do you want to be? Do you want to know about everything that's going on in Palestine, in Gaza, in Africa, everything that's going on to the Eskimos, everything that's going on to the Native Americans? Do you really honestly care? Do you care about what's going on to the British, to the fucking, you know what I mean? Do you honestly care from everybody's point of view? If not, maybe put down the newspaper and just live your life and stop worrying about what they're doing in states you don't live in. And stop worrying about what they're doing in countries you don't live in. I understand that, that sucks, but we got to get over there. We are not. You don't even know what you're reading is true until you just read it, and now you're like, well, this won't stand. Get our military. How do you know it's not propaganda on our side of our people trying to use our military, gin you up to get mad so that we'll get into a war? It's not just other countries. I know we think that we're superior because we're American, so therefore we don't have that, but everyone is laughing at Russia for having, at least they got a 3-party system. We've only got a fucking 2. You have the choice of the fucking guy who's gonna win. You have a choice of a guy who's a shittier version of the same thing, basically, like, you know, a DeSantis to Trump. You know what I mean? It's just a shittier knockoff version. And then you got, from what I understand, I'm not Russian, so I don't have it, but from what I understand, and then the other one's basically someone who won't win. So again, throw away your vote. Oh, we got a 3-party system. If you vote anybody besides those 2, you're just throwing away your vote. So yeah, we got it. So vote for clown A or vote for clown B. You like a red tie, you like a fucking blue tie with your ass fucking. Oh, these want this over there. They really care. They put Vaseline on it. Then they just assume you just want it rough and hard. I am under no illusion that if Kamala Harris had won, that we wouldn't be in a basically alternate version of this. Things have become prosperous, blah, 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 blah. They start handing out, you know what I mean? We become friendly with other people. We start sharing information, right? Where does it go? Same fucking place. Everyone starts opening up their borders. We start trusting each other instead of being so suspicious. We denuclearize. We start working together. Borders start crossing. We start homogenizing as races just start naturally going. Racism dies off. Classism then dies off, because if racism isn't there, then we're just people. If we're just fucking people, then my job as a patient who gardens is no more important than your job as a physician who eats that garden but doesn't garden. Now, if you're out there gardening with me and physician, we'll talk. Otherwise, you're just helping me to continue garden, which helps you. So you get the same food, the same pay, and the same services. You don't get special. Oh, one guy can save so that with the whole village, we don't need a fucking doctor. We'll just fuck another fucking replacement worker into. Fuck off, doc. It's not like when the gazelles break a leg, they're like, let me patch that up for you. Heartbeat is a little bit high. You a little bit scared of that line over there? Yeah, we gotta patch this up fast. Get the fuck out of here. Run. Come help. No, I'm not coming back to help you. No. Run. You got it. Okay, that's my last. No, I have seen animals fight to save each other. I have. But not in that big, you know? Like there was a squirrel that was getting attacked by a snake. And his squirrel buddy came up and was, it's just like, I'm not talking like a pride of, I mean a nest of snakes. It's just one snake. Elementary, my dear, elementary. Fade to black. Shercock Jones. Who am I? I'm Shercock Jones. You having problems? I'm here to solve them. Call me Shercock. Oh, Shercock. Told you I just got a gift for the fucking. Wasn't there a Shercock Jones already out? Why am I thinking this? I don't work in the porn industry. I said that so many times I'm dealing with that. Why is it, fix a microphone idea? Why am I thinking this shit? I don't work in this field. Fix the mic stand or the mic cables. Why am I thinking this shit? I'm like, oh, it needs to better, faster. Like what? I don't know. I'm like, it needs to better, faster. Like, if you did this and this and this. Like, yeah, that makes so much fucking sense. Why isn't one doing that shit? Because then you just, like, instead of like, fucking hell. Boom, boom, boom. Heath Ledgered up. Well, hello, beautiful. Yeah, the way he says it, and she was beautiful. It's like, what? She was. It's great acting. Poor choice of words. Yeah, he had fun with that shit. I would have too. I would have fucking gone nuts. I don't know if I would have gone as nuts as he went, but it depends on how, that is a really large production, and, you gotta... Jack Nicholson, people are going to say you fucking... Yeah, so yeah, actually knowing that Jack Nicholson... Yeah. Has anyone tried it since then? Since like, Jack Nicholson to... No? They've done Catwoman. Yeah, they definitely didn't. They weren't really into doing villain shit until very recently. It's kind of like we're all like... But why is he so sad and so angry that he'd want to take over the whole world? Oh, that's fascinating. Tell me more. Oh, that's horrible. Tell me more. Oh, no. What else do you do? Oh, Darth. Oh, come on. Why'd you do that? So that's why you turn the dark side eventually. Oh, you're gonna make me watch your whole fall? This is horrible. How many episodes? 17? Fuck yeah. I was also thinking today how in the entertainment thing, it's like the delivery of entertainment, the whole thing of it has changed, but they don't know how to market or sell it any other way than the old way. Because to them, going straight to video is a shameful thing. But a lot of the biggest flops that people have had are seeing renewance on streaming services, because you can sit there and watch it. You don't have to worry about, like I said, it's not income. Although it flopped in the box office, doesn't mean it's a bad movie. That just means that at the time, because you guys put everything up against each other, and we don't have the cash to go see. If we had the cash to go see all of them, we'd just go see all of them, and then all of them would be fucking blockbusters, I promise. And we'd let you know which ones were stinkeroonies. We wouldn't need movie critics, aside from what they have now, in case you just happen to want to waste your time. That's the only reason you need a movie critic for, But you can even watch the trailers now and just go through and pop all the trailers before you watch it. No, I'll put that in my like, And then if you see something like, dude, have you seen which? Oh, I heard that was a bomb. It was. It sucked in The Office. Watch that shit. It sucks as far as that goes, but the concepts and some of the lines are really good. Oh, it was really, and yeah, it's just that the effects are kind of shitty. It just starts blowing up, and things are getting sequels that were technically failures. And the cult classic idea is just the actual way things are going now. It's just the way it's going to go. So if people stop, like all that green screen, if you could save as much money as possible for TV shows, I would even dare say the pilot is usually like an hour or 2 hours. So if you need an hour, then just do an hour-long movie. That's the first 2 episodes as the pilot. if it's going to be, if you have enough to do 2 hours, then make a full movie, and then again, people can say whether or not they want to watch more. This would be like a movie that will lead into the series. And so therefore the goal will not to become an actor and become a movie star and be in every fucking movie that's coming out. No, to get solid work that's going to work all the fucking time, Yeah, you play a bit character, you play a character, but then you can just take up and that's your bread and butter there. You can pick up other side shit on the side, And it can be scheduled into your... Especially if money starts coming the fuck down. We don't give them so much fucking money. If they're just acting as their job to earn a living like the rest of us in this fucking world. I don't see why they couldn't have a nice house. I've seen lots of fucking nice houses. Dude, you'd have to be insane to fucking turn them down. Up here, just around, fuck. You'd have to be such a prick. Oh no, it's not. Fuck you. So even if you came back to an apartment and go, you can retire there, how about that? So while I'm working, I live in this apartment. Yeah, it's just a lot of actors live in these apartments. They're nice, they're not, horrible, they're not. You're gonna have food, you're not gonna be struggling. We'll put you up in this fucking thing, And when you're done with the series, that's your retirement home. Or you get to pick one, so you're not having to worry about being in the spotlight. And we can move you into another rental house, Like that whole mansion life is... But you understand that your retirement is going to be back like a normal person. Somewhere not in LA, not in fucking, And that's, again, if you live that long. And that's all on you. They always say that's on you. If you want to drug and drink or whatever, that's you, man. I'm not here to hold your hand. Because there are lots of people waiting to take your fucking place. How many people want to act for a living? And they might do community plays and shit on the side, but if you gave them the choice, what if you do community plays all the time? Playing a bunch of different fucking plays. Now, you'll never be like Sandra Bullock, but in your town you will be, Because people can go see that shit. People should appreciate the live arts because that takes a certain amount of mastery that I personally don't like to use. Because you have to... I hate performing live because I'm gonna fuck up. And like I said, that's why I spend so much time recording shit and mixing it so it's all balanced, it's all right. The echoes and shit come in, the notes are where they're supposed to be. I don't fuck up on drums, I don't fuck up on... there's no fuck ups. I don't pitch, none of the cracky, none of that shit. I don't get... I understand, you want to see the live experience, but, I think it'd be much cooler just to have, like I said, you can bring it, if you got to more where I was using more or at least loosening the fuck up, and using more digital shit. Again, I could just dial up a kit on the drum set, so therefore it doesn't have to be, and nothing else. If you're not going to use all those cymbals, just leave the stands up and take the ones that you're not going to use down. If you're not going to use all the toms, just take them off and set them down. So you just need 2 toms, you're not going to use the bongos or anything, just move them out of the way and don't use them. So that way the next drummer comes in, I only need 3 toms. Okay? And then we can just dial up the kit, and we already know it's mixed correctly. And then the guitarist gets up there, and that you are performing live, but you just come in, maybe do 3 or 4 songs. And you hop the fuck out. All you bring in is your guitar or your instrument, microphone, whatever it is, set up, dial up a sound, play a couple songs, get the fuck out. Another band comes up, so that way it's not just all night the same fucking band. It's just everything's a concept, like a Lollapalooza type thing. If anyone wants to do that, you can set those up. But it just, people don't listen to music that way. Not now. They listen to it like I listen, like on shuffle. Just flip around and listen. I mean, as far as if people don't listen, they don't even understand why albums are the way they are. Those used to be. I don't know if they all are now. The whole thing was usually a kind of a concept. You have the name of the album, then you got like the cover, it's got whatever that is, and then they're in the order of at least what they feel is the right way to listen to the album. The right order to listen to the songs if you like the music. They're asking, like, is the album even necessary? They're asking all the questions I asked in 2004 and said no. All the shit that I went with these instead of studio monitors. Did I want some? Actually, the B030. Is that what those are? The Behringer. I don't know. It's not like the B030s. Truth B2030A. B2030A. That's what it is. B2030A. Those were out in 2004, so there's one like 150. I need to get a new one. Anyways, and these, they were 150 each, so it's like $300 for those, or like 80 or 90 for these. And they're studio monitor, and the studio monitor headphones. And people are like, you shouldn't mix that way because people don't listen to you, they listen to speakers. I'm like, yeah, they do. And so I've done shit to try and make it. Again, I've got that thing that adjusts for these to make it sound like you're actually listening to it, and you can adjust it and turn it on and off. It's like a sound stage to listen to, and it works really well. When I'm mixing and mastering actually for real, I use a lot more intensive tools to look at everything and, make sure things are balanced. When I'm doing these, it's just remixing. That's why I do remixes. I don't actually mix and master because it just, like I said, if I'm using stuff I don't want in this uses a good bit of RAM. I want that all focused on audio. And I don't want to be worrying about if I should be saying things or whatever. I just want to sit there and work and listen, and that way also I'm not trying to play it too long to be entertaining or whatever. I just, when my ears, I'm like, okay, I gotta take a break right now. I'll go just do whatever. And then, I'm gonna have some coffee here in a little bit. 1 hour and 12 minutes. 243 1243 1243. 11243. I'll keep going through this real quick. The Behringer Truths, and then listen to, everybody now is listening to all their music through earbuds. So I was mixing correctly from 2004 because that's the future that's where everything was going. Now they're suggesting you get a good set of headphones like these so you can mix, because they're going, because not everybody listens to music through monitor speakers. I'm like, you change wishy-washy motherfuckers. It's the same reason you told me not to get these. I'm like, I hear you, but I don't have $300. I'm going to have to do these to my best of my ability. And that's why my mixes, I think, sound good through headphones, is because I mix it through these headphones. This is what I use to make the main mix, and then I'll kick it out to I have some near fields, and I'll check the mix there. Because if I can make it sound good there, because it doesn't have a lot of bass, it doesn't have whatever, so if I can make it sound good and I can get the bass to actually drive a bit in those little tiny speakers, if I can hear it well. I know when I kick it to these, that's like a overall, how does this sound through even shitty speakers. If I can make it sound good there, this is more like looking at a magnifying glass at the bass, I can run it through there and okay, now I can hear the actual bass, and it's coming out the little small speakers. It's coming through and I can hear it, but I can't hear it accurately. It's just to hear if it's actually there. And that makes sure that I got the levels set. Everything's pretty well balanced. I have noticed that my mixes are all, sometimes they're they're one instrument heavier, and again, if I had someone else to kind of listen, but I think that's what kind of makes an album seem kind of homogeneous, is because the person will come in and listen to it, and then in not one session, but listen to the whole thing, and they'll kind of orchestrate. I mean, they listen to all the mixes and they try and balance them out so they're the same level and the same frequencies and stuff like that. That's why it makes an album sound like an album. I was also thinking the other day, it's I was doing dishes or something, that it's a good idea if you could get a producer, even they don't. I mean, if they won't do it for life, they don't. If you want to pay somebody, someone who likes your music, that is like either a fan or that you can trust them to give you some honest opinions. You don't have to take them all. When you get someone that you're paying, they tend to take care of all that shit. So you do listen to what the fuck they say. Like, look, we'll cut it the way you want to do it, but I'm telling you, cut it with make that second verse shorter and make that second chorus don't go on for so long. Just, one more time. I'm paying for the studio time. Do it one more time. So, yeah, but it's good to have that because, if you're doing, like I said, if you get stuck on something like, if you, back in the day, you'd go into the studio and you would write. You didn't necessarily come to the studio with. You may have some scraps and pieces, some riffs and stuff, but you generally didn't have the whole album. If you're one of those bands that plays live the way, Nirvana wanted to go in for In Utero. So that I think that one was written. I don't know if it was. If not, they wrote some in the studio. But it's not uncommon to go to the studio with an album already, especially when you're starting out and or later on. But it's also not uncommon to, back then in the 90s and before, to move into the studio for a couple months. Actually, a good while, and just work and write and, let Rick Rubin wander around your place going, no, I need something. But I don't know, I'm not a musician. But yeah, even that is another, I don't know, it should go faster. It should go, right there, it should break and go fast. It's just, because they can, oh right, I can't get thrash. Yeah. And if it sounds right, like not right there, but how about, and you go a little bit further, how about there? Like, yeah, that'll work, yeah. It's just having a second opinion of what your music sounds like, from an outside listener, someone who's not invested into it that way. More invested as a fan. And again, you can take their advice or not. You could always try some of their ideas and then learn them both ways and ask the crowd when you go to perform which one you like better. Whoever they choose, listen to that guy. Listen to that opinion a lot better, a lot more. But at least take that opinion into consideration. And never forget, you can always compromise. You don't have to just give in or take over. There's always room for going, that's a good idea. What about? They might go, yeah, that's cool, but what about this? Ooh, and then you could, yeah, and then next thing you know, you got this really big idea that both are invested in. When they leave from that room, which are they more likely to talk about? And word of mouth is the best commercial you can ever get. Have you seen that new show? You gotta try this, man. That's someone you trust, someone you waste time with. A friend of yours that has similar tastes. And here they are telling you, hey, that other thing we liked a lot? You're like, yeah, you're gonna like this. Whipped cream, you say? Get the whipped cream, just do a little dollop. You'll be alright. I know you got that sugarfoot diabetes. Just put these on to stretch it out a little bit better. Just put it on over the top. Yeah, there we go. That should stretch it out nicely, huh? It'll be really slouchy here in a second. Here we go. Slouchy cakes. Alright, so I think I'm gonna go have some coffee and smoke some cigarettes and pot. No, I'm not gonna smoke a cigarette. I haven't smoked cigarettes since 2009. 2010 at latest. Fuck, I quit smoking 15 years ago. Yay me. That was the hardest part, was getting to do taking down to half. From a whole cigarette, like just putting it out halfway and like not relighting it. Once I got used to that, I just rolled at that for a while, and then I went down to like a third. It was like around Thanksgiving. It's about as snowy as this, and there's like a big fucking icicle out the side of the house, and there's just snow everywhere. And I was smoking like total like 3 cigarettes a day. And because it was like a third, third. I went to go, I was going to go outside, and I was like, it's too fucking cold, I'll go out later. Later never came. Shit. So, yeah, I'm going to bail out, get some coffee. Some, I got caramel macchiato cream. It's time to have some coffee, and I might be back. Or I can just leave the music on. Of course, I have many of these videos like that, so. Anyways, may the force be with you, and nanu. Anything about that? A lot of stuff you don't know about. You don't know shit. Shit.